Yeah, today we have Blue Chicken and Fabian debating. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna ask a slew of questions, and then we're gonna let the people that's watching judge and see what's going on. Without no further ado, we're gonna let Blue Chicken get on.
Y'all put ChatGPT in here. Imagine this, from Hub City to the world. We wear more than tees, we wear mysteries. People ordering online from overseas, buying made in content with nostalgia on the mind. They heard stories like these. Woke up early, snuggled in my hoodie, stepped outside, throwing that made in content. Let them know with pride. See my OG established in 1888. He said, "Youngin, know your roots. This city
I was
been
gonna pull my Trump sign out my yard and bring it so I can hold it
Compton
right.
High. He a scholar and a baller, got his dreams in his eyes. I see my day ones rocking straight out of Compton. Legacy strong, yeah, the city still stomping. Step on campus at the Mingus, then slide to Centennial. Every school made kings, every queen been a general. That UCPT, like ChatGPT. We smart with the hustle, turn the dream to a plan, put the grind in the muscle. Worldwide with the name, yeah, we legends in motion. That worldwide content original, sharing the notion. Not like us from Compton. Shout out to King Kendrick Lamar. He's more than a star. From the east to the west, lift your hat up. Made in Compton, yeah, we stand up. Walking through the city of Compton. Love in the air, every stitch in my teeth. Yeah, the struggle's there. That Compton All Stars came from consistency and childhood dreams. We ain't chasing the fame.
Y'all got so much
We been
goodies
chasing
back here.
dreams.
My
Now we
goodness.
strategizing to help each other's dreams.
I need a goodie box
They
with a
see
little-
the logo.
with the
They
little
respect what we do from the hood to the globe. We stay pushing it through. No matter where you at, let them know where you from. When you rock, made a company, you already won. Yeah, this ain't just fashion. It's sometimes a mystery. It's culture, it's content. We're loud, we're proud. Order online, made it Compton. It's the brand, standing on business. Community culture, focus on tapping that app on MICPT.com. Compton, baby.
Blue Chicken, what specific policies from Donald Trump's presidency has had the most positive impact on your life or community?
Thank you for having me, Mr. Bone. The most impact for me living in California would be illegal immigration. He has closed the borders and he has taken it to where everybody can't just come through here by way of asylum or just temporary status, knowing that California is right at the Mexico border. It's only an hour and 45 minutes to drive from San Diego. I mean, from LA to get to San Diego. It's just a walk across the border from Tijuana. So that's something I'm very highly happy about. And that's one of the reasons that I voted for him. And he did deliver. And for that, I thank you, Mr. Donald Trump, our commander in chief, our president.
Fabian, which Trump era policies do you believe caused the most harm and why?
I don't think he's here because I don't see him.
I see him, but he's not talking. Oh, turn your mic on. Fabian. Oh, Fabian, your microphone is not on.
Baby, turn your mic on. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear him, nor can I see him.
Low? I thought I heard his voice.
I can't hear him at all coming from here, and I don't even
That's
see.
his voice. That's his voice. Oh, he's on your phone? Well, then let him talk from his phone. From your phone.
Okay, did you hear the question, Fabian?
No.
Which Trump era policy do you believe caused the most harm and why?
What is it again?
What Trump era policies do you believe caused the most harm and why?
Which policy caused the most harm to who?
To us as the American people.
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the policy. Give me an example.
Like how he's sending ICE into the community, and like, the implementation of the 2020 Project 2020-25.
Oh, it's causing the Hispanics the most harm.
Are you affected by it?
No, not really, no. Because I ain't got to worry about going to work and getting gambled up. So, and with that, it's probably the most harm.
Time up.
Okay. Blue Chicken, how do you evaluate his economic record compared to other presidents?
I think in the day and time that we're in, he's doing the best for us right now. Of course, there are going to be some setbacks. There are going to be some people complaining, but like everything, change is hurtful for everyone. No one wants to change. We get stuck into our ways and we just want to stay there. But the world is evolving and moving forward, and technology is taking over. And that comes with the AI, the Bitcoins, the digital currency that we're going to be using in the near future. What he's doing now is going to make it better for our children and grandchildren as to where it is for us. But I think we need to all fall in line. Remember, we are in the greatest nation in this world at this time. Everybody is willing to come here illegally, and we're not willing to leave our country and go over to theirs. Those that have done it are crying right now to come back here to the great United States of America, which is North America.
Fabian, were there any policies you agreed with, even if you disagreed with him overall?
No. I don't agree with none of the Trump policies because they're not aimed towards us as far as helping our people. No, I don't believe in none of them.
Blue Chicken, how do you evaluate his policies, or would you like for them to continue today, and why?
First of all, he's just been doing executive orders, but the policies have already been there before him. No one had a problem when Obama was doing it for 2 terms of presidency. And no one definitely had a problem with it when Biden was doing it and he wasn't even running the country. They pulled the wool over our eyes and they bamboozled us. So I don't have a problem. I just appreciate that he's implementing the policies that were already there before him. Even in when he was president in what was that, 2016. I am happy with whom I'm voted for, and I have no regrets, and I would not change my vote. I will never ever vote Democrat again.
Time.
Okay, Fabian, do you believe media coverage of Trump is fair, unfair, or mixed?
I believe it's me.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, I believe it's big because it depends on who you ask and what kind of conversation that we're having. Like if you ask a Trump supporter how do they feel about that same question that you just asked me, of course they're gonna be with it. But if you ask a Democrat, somebody like me, they're gonna be like, hell no, I don't agree with nothing he's talking about because Democrats as a whole are not gonna never agree with anything a Republican is saying, and that's just the bottom line, right?
Okay. Blue Chicken, how does Trump communication style, how do you view Trump communication style? And do you see it as a strength, a weakness, or both?
His communications style, I believe, is matching energy because the Democrats come out and say all type of foul things about him. And then when he goes back in to just say a few factual things about him, about them, they get upset and they get their panties in a bunch. I um I believe he's a stern president. He's what we need at this time. I know everybody wants him to soften up, but right now is not the time to be soft. This is a time where we're taking back what was taken from us as Americans under the Democrat administration. We lost a lot and we gained nothing. The Democrat Party gave nothing to the American citizens, veterans, or homeless people on this soil that was born here.
Time.
Fabian, how much do you think the public perception of Trump is shaped by the media versus his direct actions?
It's a lot picked by the media. I can't just say per se it's like a direct action towards him, but it's a lot shaped by the media because of how they portray him as being the president. A lot of black people are upset with Donald Trump just simply because of what he is. He's a dickhead. I don't trust him. I don't support him. I don't have nothing good to say about the man because he's a straight idiotic fool to ask me in my personal opinion. I don't have nothing good to say because he hasn't done anything for our people as a whole, meaning you and me. He hasn't done anything for us that's built and designed for us. You know what I mean? Because I'm still working just as hard as I was working when Obama and whoever else did it for him. And I've been to a couple of presidents, whether it be Democrat or Republican. I'm still working the same hard. I mean, I'm still working the same way.
Time.
Yeah, I can say this though. It has
Time.
changed over and over.
Blue Chicken, do you want to rebut that question?
Yes, I would like to elaborate. He's done a lot for us as Black people. He's the first president, be it Republican or Democrat, that has invested more money in our HBCUs. Our children and our grandchildren will benefit from that. He's doing more to work with the Social Security Administration to make sure that it will still be around after 2030 so that our children and grandchildren, even though anyone that's born after 1969 will have to collect all the benefits of their Social Security at the age of 70, I do not have to do that. I'm born in 69, so I get to collect at 62, 65. But as far as us putting our children in the education form, as far as us Black people, and I don't mean Black that come from other nations, I mean Black that was born here on this soil, he's invested money in the HBCUs that no other president has ever done. And for that, I'm grateful because I have both children and grandchildren, and I hope God blesses me to see my great-grandchildren.
Fabian, Do you believe his leadership helped or divided the country?
Right?
Would you like to elaborate on it?
I mean, I don't see no togetherness that he's from so far since he's been in office. He definitely ain't trying to unite us at all. I need some examples for him. His leadership skills as far as black people. What has he done for us? Like, what kind of programs has been implemented? And I'm not talking about no HBCU numbers. That's just a statistic. That's what people can say. But I didn't even go to an HBCU at all. You know what I mean? And I have a degree. I mean, I have a mechanical engineering degree in refrigeration and big company with HBCU. And I am actively working every day in my community. You know what I mean? From a college that I got a degree from that's not an HBCU at all. And I'm being real successful at it. So no, I'm not seeing nothing he's doing for black people as a whole. You can talk that HBCU all you want to, but I don't do that. So when
Time.
we go, go ahead.
Time. Blue Chicken, same question. Do
He's-
you think Trump actions has divided the country or brought it together?
Of course, division needs to be seen. You need to see where people stand with you. That's like you being in somebody's face and they smiling and laughing and cuckooing and giggling with you. And behind your back, they talking about you like a dog. At least you know where he stands. And he is for the American people first. And as a 16th generation American, bred my ancestors before me and me born on this soil, there are a lot of things that I'm not privileged to. But when you bring in these illegal aliens who came across this border illegally under the Biden administration, we get nothing. We want reparation. They're not going to give us reparation because they're paying it out to the illegals as they did under Biden. Right now, they got a forum in that they want the illegal aliens to get reparations that's traumatized by ICE over the last 5, 6, 7 months. We've been traumatized since civil rights. And we can get into that. We can talk about your Al Sharptons, your Ben Crumps. We can talk about all of them that are black that are supposed to represent us.
Fabian,
Yes.
do you think it's important or how important is the president's tone and behavior compared to their policies?
It's very important because we actually need to understand and believe what we talk about when we start talking about policy, that's going to have a direct effect on black people as a whole. I mean, we do only everything that we do. Talking about these real. You know what I mean? You need to be making that happen. You can't just be talking of stuff and you ain't making nothing happen. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Blue Chicken, what do you hope a future of Trump presidency will accomplish differently in this time?
After 2 attempts on his life, I will hope that he's able to live out his presidency because, of course, we know there are no 3 terms as presidency. There's only 2. I would hope that our black people will wake up and stop voting black because people are black. Sometimes it doesn't matter the tone of your skin, but it matters where you live at. We're American citizens. And to sit up here and talk down to our president and try to defame him to other nations around the globe, to me, that's treason. These gentlemen and women that signed up in our services, they know what they signed up for. No one was drafted. They all signed up on their own accord. And they know should they die in the line of duty, that their insurance policy will pay out a whole lot, almost close to $1 million. Maybe half.
Fabian, we know each president only gets 2 terms. What concerns do you have, if any, about his return to office after this term?
If he go back in office after this,
Yeah.
oh, I would be scared to death that one that didn't put 3 times at all. See, I would be real concerned about his attendance. I mean, and then why are they even still allowing something like that? Ain't nowhere in the history of it. But well, I take that back. the past president has served it more than 2 terms. But I'm just saying, our generation, I would be very afraid of that because of the simple fact that you ain't supposed to be in there 3 times. And what are you doing again for our people as far as putting us forward to life, as far as our education, our degrees, and how we will prosper, dealing with you as far as you being the president? That's what I would want to know. I would be scared to death if you got elected again. I would be like, nah, it's something like that.
Blue Chicken, same question. What concerns you have, if any, about President Trump returning to office for a 3rd term?
Well, of course, we know that wouldn't happen. But hypothetically speaking, if it did happen, America would be stronger and greater and return back to the country where everybody is willing to lose their life and sell their soul to get in here. I believe that, let me put it this way. Every time a Republican is in office, I live at my greatest, meaning they put Americans first. Every time a Democrat is in office, I'm struggling, but I'm living good, but I'm living struggling. Because what they do and what they have done is the home owner loans and all of that, they didn't give it to us Americans. They gave it to the illegals. You want to know why they gave it to the illegals? Because they knew the illegals were going to be deported. So now the banks then went back in and claimed them homes. But they won't give it to us. We can't set up our own beauty supplies in our communities. They give it to the Asians.
Fabian, what qualities do you believe are essential in a president that Trump lacks?
Quality-wise, he lacks compassion for our people. He lacks stability for our people. He lacks economical for our people. You know what I mean? None of those areas he touched on none of that. You know, because like he did, I can elaborate on what you just said. You can't go get no loans nowhere. You're going to start a black business by, you know. But the illegal immigrants get loans all goddamn life. So I have an issue with that. I mean, I'm only concerned about what that particular president is doing for our people. I'm not here to go back and forth over something that's trivial. You feel me? I'm only concerned that we're something up. Period.
Blue Chicken, what is one point y'all can agree on regardless of political differences?
That we both Americans and we're Black here and we've been here for generations. Hopefully Fabian is like myself, more than a 16th generation. Hopefully Fabian, like myself, knows the truth about the Democratic Party. Hopefully Fabian, like myself, understands that it is the Black councilmen and leaders that we put into position that is selling us out. They're skipping over us. They're looking for a new generation to vote for them. And that's the illegal immigrations, the illegal aliens. That's why they allowed them to flood our borders and come into our Black communities. Do you see them staying in white communities? And when you ask these white liberals how much they love them and want to take care of them, if they will let them come into their homes, they say no.
Yeah.
Fabian, do you believe Trump is putting this country first?
No, I don't.
Would you care to elaborate?
I say that because I believe Trump is the Trump. That's what he's meant about. You know what I mean? I don't believe he's putting this country first. I believe that he was dead because he doesn't have a choice. You know what I mean? But as far as he putting this country first before anything else, no, I don't believe that.
Blue Chicken, same question. Do you believe Trump is putting the country first?
Of course I do. You can't go to a county building now and get a free phone no more. He cut all that out. Nobody who is not an American citizen can get any type of benefits that should go to Americans first. He exposed FEMA. Where did the money go for FEMA? When those people that were in need, It was no money to give. You only want to give $750 per family, while you giving $5,000 a month and more for illegal aliens that come here. Why you think that the rent and the mortgage raised so high in America under Biden? Because they knew that they were going to flood the border, and that was a corporate gain for the Democrats. Don't ever think the Democrats don't get no kickback. And another problem is you got too many people that's in the House of Representatives, the legislation, executives, judicial, that
Fabian, what do you believe a better alternative leadership approach would look like to you?
A better alternative leadership will look like this, but it would be fair for everybody, not just our people, but it would be fair for everybody to get the same thing or apply so you get loans and try to get a small business loan to open up the business. I believe it is not fair for people that don't have
How you doing?
I believe in the system working for us, just like it's been working for them for all these years. That's what I believe.
I need a Forex gray.
Just a Ford Racer? Okay.
Blue Chicken, what concerns do you have, if any, about the controversial statements and decisions that Trump made?
Can you be more in detail? Because according to many people, he's made so many, so I'm unsure of where I should start at. Could you be more detailed for me, please?
What do you think Trump should be held accountable for starting a war in Iran?
Of course not. Of course not. Just like he didn't let them people, them Democrats, them people know what he was going to do. They're leakers. They leak everything. You don't think the Democrats was getting a lot of that money back, that 800 million or billion, whatever they invested in Ukraine, sending our military vehicles over there? We learned from Afghanistan. It took a lot of lives lost. And to those that were lost, my condolences to them in spirit and to their family in the physical form. But we learn and we know better. But I want everybody to understand and know we are a nation that's not to be messed with. We got the best technology and the best things. And what he say is true. We can annihilate you. So come over here, mess around with us, and you're going to FA and FO. And we're going to do it on your soil. But if you come back over here after 9/11, you're going to have a big surprise.
Baby, what do you hope President Trump do in the future that he's not doing right now? Blue Chicken, what do you hope the Trump do in the future that he hasn't accomplished at this time that you would like to see him do?
Well, I would like him to be able to persuade the Democrats and the Republicans to come together as one to represent America and the people that are in it. Right now, the Democrats and the Republicans are divided. And all I hear the Democrats talking about is if they get back in office, they're going to undo everything that he's done thus so far. Our borders are closed. Do you know if you try to cross the border in Poland, you get shot dead? Do you know if you cross the border in Iran, they will hold you in their what people want to say concentration camps? And I'm talking about illegally. Do you know in other countries, if you outstay your visa or your travel accommodations when you're on vacation and you don't leave when you're supposed to leave, they come get you and send you back home. So why is it so wrong for us to do it? Your white liberal women live in borders. They stay in gated communities. So what is the problem? A nation cannot be built on borders. They cannot be built without borders. You don't want do you want everybody to come in your house? And when you say it's time to leave, it's time to leave. The party is over. And that's what he's exercising right now. And I back him. And I appreciate him for doing that. My son got sent to a different job. I won't say where he works, but they transferred him because the store that he worked at.
Fabian, what concerns you have, if any, about the policies Trump making as far as the Iran war and the policies he's making about Medicare?
I have a lot of concerns about that because it was already in effect, right? You know what I mean? And the policy that he's making right now is not helping us as black people. It's also next to us. So everything he's also doing right now, the regulation is not helping. So, you know, that's very.
Blue Chicken, what do you think people misunderstand the most about Trump?
That he's a dictator, and he's not. He's only implementing things that are already on the books that other presidents chose not to do. You want to be mad at somebody? Be mad at Obama that ran on he's against same-sex marriages. He's against transgenders, only to get in office and write that in. My son in high school, he got a whole transgender at his school, and the man dressed in a dress. The man want to be called a she. It's not confusing to my son. It's a distraction. And this teacher teaches math at a 9th grade level when our children are first coming into high school. And we all know high school can be scary. Anytime you're moving into a different grade level, it can be scary. I had to go to the district to fight for my son to get out of his class to be transferred because the principal refused to hear what I had to say because I wouldn't address Shim as a she when he is a he. He got a clacker between his legs. So I don't have no problems. I align with those that align with what I believe in. The Democrats are not godly at all. They're for transgenders. They're for same-sex marriages. What you do in your own bedroom at home is your business. But when you bring it out in public and try to force it on me and then want to attack me because I don't believe in it because of my beliefs, there's a problem. And as God has told me, he prepares my fingers for battle to where I can ball them into a fist and punch you in your throat and kick you in the back of your neck. And I like doing that.
Baby, what policies you agree with that Trump has made since he's been in office?
None. Not a single one.
Okay, perfect.
Blue Chicken.
Bring it on to me. Bring it on to me. I'm ready, baby. Bring it on to
Do
me.
you agree with that Trump has made since he's been in office?
That if you're not an American citizen, you cannot profit from our programs that are needed and should go to American citizens. That if you're in this country and you're not trying to naturalize yourself, you're not trying to assimilate of being an American in this country, but you want to come from your third world broken country where you're running from, and you want to bring all that rhetoric and chaos over here, we don't want you here. See, the problem is during Biden administration, we got the worst of the worst. Do you know how many children, women, and men were unalived, raped, and threatened coming across the border? When you pull up off the freeway and you want to buy them flowers for $10 that you know might be $30, $40 at Conroy's, understand them people working for the coyotes, and they threatening them by telling them they know where their family said back in their homes. If you don't like it here and you want to change,
Baby, do you believe Trump leadership style has had an effect on the community?
Yes, I do.
Blue Chicken, do you believe Trump leadership style has had a long-lasting effect on the community?
I don't know about long lasting, but while he's in office and as to date of him being in office, yes, I have seen changes. I have seen improvements. You don't have to wait in the emergency room no more for 48 hours until you get seen. You don't have to wait almost 72 hours to 96 hours if you need to be admitted till you get upstairs and get a bed. Because the Democrats had told these illegals, yes, you may not get any type of health care insurance, but go to your nearest emergency room. This time last year, the emergency rooms were so overcrowded that you couldn't even get inside. This time this year, you don't see all of that. You don't.
Time.
Fabian, what do unity look like on your block and not just in Washington?
Unity,
As far as the system working for the people.
not. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying system for the United States government is working for us at all. So what I do see is that communities come together with black communities out here. A lot of work communities out here. So we have our own. We're not waiting on nothing for us. I deal with black businesses and black leaders. I have a say so. You know, I'm supposed to be the perfect example. I am a United States American. If I just got my United States passport with no problem, and I've been to the but I took care of my business as an American and did what I had to do to get there. So I got there and I got my voting rights back and my son rights back. So it's possible. So that's what I believe.
So do you believe, Blue Chicken, do you believe Trump is forcing black people to come together or he's driving a wedge between us?
I don't think he's driving a wedge between us. I believe he's laying out, this is what I'm trying to do and want to do, and this is what has been being done for so many years. It's up to you to figure out which one you want to go with. Do your own research. I'm not here to persuade a person any way or the other. I'm just here to tell you, be your own voice, be your own mind. None of us were born Siamese twins, connected at the hip, the brain, the shoulder, whatever. We all have our own brain. God gave us that. And he was so good in doing that. But somewhere along the way, we got lost with our local leaders. Everything starts at the local field, moves state, and then goes federal.
Time.
Fabian, do you believe Trump is a habitual liar? Do you believe he lied to get his way?
Yes, I do. That's really an easy question for me to answer. Yes, I do. I believe that.
Blue Chicken, same question.
Do I believe he lied? I could say yes, I could say no. But for the most part, no. We all lie. Every last one of us, every day. We lie to ourselves. And that's the biggest lie we could ever tell, is to ourselves. Once we become truthful with one, which is of us, then we will do better because we know better. But stop believing lies. I don't think he's that much of a liar. Now, has he lied? Possibly, according to some, because he haven't fulfilled what they say. The gas prices are up. Of course we know that with the war or so-called war going on now. Eggs is still up. No. Biden killed so many birds during his administration that drove up the prices of eggs and chicken. He did that on purpose. You got to do your homework, people. You just can't go by what you're hearing.
Time.
Fabian, do you believe when Trump said gas is not that high, that gas is actually not that high?
Man, please, where do you live at? How much gas up in Compton right now?
Close to $6.
Right. Well, it's $4.99 out here, $3.99. So no, yeah. It depends on where you are in the U.S. You know, it's going to determine your gas price, but it's high everywhere. You know what I mean? Period. You know, so I just don't have no faith and belief in what nothing Trump is doing. The gas is high there, folks buy. I just want to go to the store today and spend $2 and barely fill my refrigerator up when I wasn't even spending none of that when, you know, we was in office. So, it just depends on who you at and where you are. You know, that's debatable. You know?
Blue Chicken, how do you feel about the price of groceries since Trump been in the office? Do you think it has went up or it's remained the same?
I believe it depends on what you're buying. For me, myself, I know what it takes to feed a family of 5. I know how to cook. So I don't need to buy a whole bunch of TV dinners. I don't need to buy a whole bunch of cakes and cookies. I can make that from scratch. Give me some flour, some water, some eggs, some sugar, some butter, and we're going to eat good. I grow collard greens in my yard. I grow potatoes in my yard. I'm finna start growing green beans and zucchini and cucumbers in my yard. I'm a country girl living in the city, but I know how to survive on this land. I don't need to look to anybody to take care of me and my family except for God and baby Jesus. If you depending on the government to take care of you, they can turn your lights off at any time. And that's on you. Nobody else but you.
Fabian, do you feel like the economy had to be broken to be fixed, or do you think that's just drag that Trump is running?
No, it's always the case, man. Anything that's broke, you got to be fixed for. You know what I mean? That's political debatable. But in order for a situation to get rectified, there's going to have to be some changes made. And it's got to be changes made on both sides of the aisle, not just on one side. You can't just get it to the rich and the broke people stay broke before. That's not what it was about. That's what Fox was talking about. You know what I mean? So we like steaks and big ribeyes and everything else. You know what I mean? We ain't just supposed to be able to go to the store to buy the essentials. I went and put some T-bones in my refrigerator there and put it on Saturday. And it was $50 to the steak. They ain't even cooked. You get me? I'm going something tomorrow. I like steak too. So, you know, it depends on who you ask and where you at. Like I said, man, it ain't supposed to be the way you're just supposed to be able to afford the essentials. Because I eat steak, T-bones, ribeye. You feel me? Yeah, that's one, man.
Blue Chicken, do you think Trump is guilty of playing bully ball when it comes to sitting down talking to other nations?
Hell no. Fuck no. All the shit they said about us, he's a representation of us. And all those that are in Congress and sitting on top of that hill up there in Washington, D.C., at 1600 Pennsylvania, where you could walk out there on that public sidewalk and there's whores out there selling themselves to the Congress people and shit. Hell no. No. Why should we be soft and bend the knee to other nations that don't even give two nickels rubbed together about us? They better get in line and remember, this is the United States of America, the greatest nation on this global earth at this time, where everybody is willing to lose their life and break in here under any circumstances. No, I don't. I'd rather have a strong man in office than a sissy wimp and a female.
Fabian, same question. Do you think Trump is playing bully ball when it comes to sitting down talking to other nations?
Yes, I do. I mean, you see him running around with the prime minister. You know what I mean? You see he basically threatened, Kim Jong-un, where it told him it was, you keep on playing with me, this was going to happen to you. So that's a bully. Anytime you break somebody like that, then if you keep doing this, this is going to happen to you. That is a bully any day of the week. So yes, I believe he's playing bully ball, and that's what he does. He goes on to public speaking, and if you don't like what he's thinking in his own administration, he works with the president, he fired old captain. Everybody got fired. Like who's game? So yes, I feel like he's playing bully ball.
Can I elaborate, please?
Yeah.
You play games, you get silly prizes. This ain't the fair. This is keeping the United States of America secured. See, under Biden was soft. He had dementia. It went to Alzheimer's. Now he got something else. So who was running the country? Who was using that auto pen? I am so glad that Trump is in office. Even if Trump was still a Democrat, because you guys know he was a Democrat at first, and they turned their back on him before he even ever thought to run for president. He the one that funded Jesse Jackson campaign when he was running for president in the 80s. He did that. Okay, so you can't say you can't.
You still got time. Seven seconds.
He on my time. I'm gonna take his time.
She still got 7 seconds.
I got more than 7.
Seconds, babe.
I got more than 7. I got about 25. He didn't set Jesse up for damnation. Jesse set himself up from the time when Martin Luther King got murdered. Him and that Abernathy guy. Well, I only can tell you what I know. I come from a civil rights family.
Okay. Time.
That's the problem right there.
Time.
No,
Time.
wait a minute, Shell. That's the problem right there. If you don't have faith in those that look like you, what do you expect? You can't expect a win. You speaking for yourself and the family you came from and the people that you was around. Nah, you wrong, brother. You wrong.
Next question. Do you think Israel got us into the war with Iran by us taking on their agenda?
No, man, they just Iran and Iraq been over the fight for that war since biblical days. You feel me? They've been over there doing that same fight since the Bible. So no, I don't believe nobody got us in nothing when they was already get down.
Same question, Blue Chicken. Do you think Israel got us into the war with Iran?
I'm biased to this question because I'm a Christian. And according to my Bible, which means basic instructions before leaving earth, I'm going to always back Israel, good or bad. It's like my children. I'm going to always love my children, good or bad. Just like God always loves me, good or bad. Just like Jesus died on the cross for me for my sins. I'm going to always back them. That is what I have to do as a child of God. Now, should I change religions? I will think differently. But until then, I am a Christian. And that is who I'm going to back.
Fabian, do you think Trump has drove a line between the relations between Hispanics and Blacks?
Of course. Because if you look at his history, it's all higher in the fact. When I worked with his estate, that's all I worked with. Yeah. So a handful of us. But I worked with elected farmers, with drywall people, everybody. And it was a handful of us. You know, you knew what we were at all times on that property. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yup. And we was way outnumbered and outranked. So if he felt the same way about us as he felt about them, it would have been ass and ass. You know what I mean? But it wasn't ass at all. You know what I mean? We had one what you call
Time.
Blue Chicken, how would you secure the border also while addressing concerns about humanitarian treatment due to the process?
I would secure the border like Poland do. You come across here, you're going to get shot. You looking for what you asking for. As far as humanitarian, them people not thinking humanitarian when they dragging their children across here, because they've been told as long as they can touch this soil and as long as they can have some children here, that's going to be their anchor baby, and they can stay here as long as they want to. You got people here 10, 15, 20 years, ain't never tried to be naturalized, ain't never tried to learn English. You got to be shitting me. I couldn't do that in their country. And that's my aspect of it. What you come here, and then the fact that they take the money from here and send it back to their country. You don't see all them people standing in them check cashing places no more, sending money back to their country like they used to. We lost trillions and zillions of dollars going into other countries. We don't need you here to steal from us. We need you here to put into our economy.
Time.
Fabian, it was said that our policies are helping to help America. Can you be specific about showing middle-class families? Are they doing better off under Trump's term, or are they doing worse?
I'm gonna just say it like this: as far as middle class families are doing, they're doing the same thing they were doing before and after, we got in that office. Middle class families are doing what they have to do to stay middle class. So I can't just tell you that we are doing better, because to be honest with you about that, I haven't missed a beat. I haven't missed a day at work. I haven't lost nothing. And then I feel about the same thing I was doing before his term.
Blue Chicken. President Trump said many voters are more affordable. Why should Americans believe your economic plan and the lowering the cost for working families?
Many voters are more economical. Is that what you said, brother?
More affordable. Oh, affordability.
It depends on where you stay. If you're in a red state, of course, you winning. In-N-Out Burgers just left here in April and went down to Tennessee. Picked up their headquarters and moved down there along with some other businesses that were big here in California. If you're in a blue state, no. If you are higher than a certain bracket, they finna tax you out of that. Look what's going on in New York. Them motherfuckers praying in the middle of Times Square, stopping traffic.
Time.
Fabian, how do you feel about the big beautiful bill? It was to expand affordable health care, to demolish affordable health care, but he never really drew up the big beautiful bill. It's just a big beautiful dream. How would you define that?
I don't, because I don't support it, number one. And number two, you just said you had to support it. It hasn't done nothing. You know what I mean? That's how it's plan. Obamacare is still in action right now. Obamacare is still in action. You still getting it going, bro. I just signed them again. For real. So I'm not doing none of that, because it's not what he's proposing is not in action. He talked all that rhetoric before he became president, even when he was debating. You know what I mean? And the Obamacare Act is still Affordable Care Act is still helping people right now, poor people. Okay?
Blue Chicken, you got 2 minutes to say what you want to say before this podcast closes. What would you like to say?
First of all, I would like to say thank you for allowing me to be here, for me to be heard. I'm not speaking for anyone else but myself. And if anyone feels that they have an understanding of what I'm speaking and it makes sense to them, then Just do your research and vote. And if there's anyone on here that says, oh, she full of it, she a coon, she a bootlicker, I'm all of that because I'm going to keep rising to the top. I'm just telling you, stop voting for people just because they black. These black people don't care about us that are in office, that are Democrats. They dumped all these illegal aliens into our community. I can walk, I can ride, and I can see a lot of places for rent now. Yet this time, a year and a half back, you couldn't find a place for rent. He's good for us as Americans at this time. And when I say Americans, I don't mean color. I just mean us as Americans. It don't matter if you was born here, if you're naturalized, but if you identify as an American, it's going to work. The Democrats is the ones that's holding you all that vote for them at way. They got their hands around your throat. If the Democrats want to do anything, maybe they shouldn't get paid while they not paying the TSA agents. Y'all scared because ICE in the airports? Why? ICE wouldn't be in your communities if Gavin Newsom and sanctuary cities and states would let them come and pick them up from the jails and prisons, but they release them back into the community. So ICE has nothing to do but to come in our communities and get them.
Fine.
Fabian, yeah, you got 2 minutes to close out how you want to close out the podcast.
Well, the way I want to close out the podcast is like this. You know, I am an American, and I do believe in democracy all the way. And while he's so busy telling people that, you know, keep on riding and all that, you know, I'm taking all mine with me. And that's how I'm going to close out. I'm taking all, anybody that can go, that can't go, I'm going to get them. So that's how I'm going to close out tonight, just like that. I'm going to get them, I'm going to help them, and I'm sticking with mine all the way, Democratic all the way. So, you know, I don't even need 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Because anybody that's on this podcast ain't here and know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's about our neighborhood and our community. And if you can help somebody, you got to go get somebody to go get them. And as far as you can't by yourself, you can't fight this by yourself if you get anybody. And number 2, we didn't ask to come here. They came over to Africa and came to get us because the bill is coming. We didn't ask to come here at all. They came and sold us. So remember that.
A lot of us was already here. We are the indigenous people. We were just declassified. A lot. No, maybe.
Still got 45 seconds.
I know he butted me out. Maybe they came and got you and your people. For the most part, with all due honesty and all respect, my brother, my people was already here before some of them slave people got here. No, because you're separating us. I'm not African American. I'm just an American. Like I said, it doesn't matter what tone you are. Okay.
15 seconds.
So the Jamaicans and the Haitians and all of them over here, you call them Jamaican Americans? I got all day. No, I'm not a Republican. I'm with those that align with my beliefs.
Fine.
Time. This conversation was brought to you by the Maiden Compton Store. Issues on the table and the debate continues with you. This is what we do here now. Challenge ideas, examine leadership, and keep the dialogue honest. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. You can tune in to MICPT, Channel 12 Compton, every night at 9, where we podcast. Peace.